بالله أسوة حسنة صدق الله العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, alhamdulillah. Today we are here at Jalalabad Jami Masjid to talk about our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to learn from his life stories. And today I'm so privileged and I'm feeling proud to be here because I came in this country in 2010 and today I think it's 2018, alhamdulillah. This is the first time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me tawfiq to attend the mahfil in this masjid. To be honest, I'm very busy. That's why sometimes I had some sort of invitation from Brother Abdul Salam. I couldn't make my time because I'm in service of a madrasa at Oldham. You know, when you run madrasas in this country, so many responsibilities. Alhamdulillah, I can see here some youngsters, that's why I decided to speak in English. Hopefully our elders, they will understand it because I'll speak as easy as possible, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran about the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam contains the best characteristic. When we talk about the characteristic of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we need to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him all the qualities and the attributes what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala conferred upon other prophets, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given more than that. So the first thing, we need to be very careful about our 5 times prayer. As our youngsters, they go to the schools and they don't have prayer facilities in so many schools. It doesn't mean that you don't need to read namaz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it compulsory for everyone, and it must be done on time. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, He subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed certain times for the prayer. So if you miss that, your namaz is qada. Qada namaz actually is not something to expiate the namaz on time. It is something we do because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us when he was coming back from the battle of Khaybar, and for the time he put Bilal radiallahu ta'ala on duty to call them, and they went to sleep. Unfortunately, Bilal radiallahu ta'ala also missed the time because he was so tired. He was praying throughout the night, and before Fajr he went to sleep. In the morning, Prophet ﷺ and other Sahaba, they woke up and Prophet ﷺ said, "Oh Bilal, what you did? What happened to you?" Bilal said, "Ya Rasulullah, what happened to you? That happened to me. I went to sleep and I missed it." So Prophet ﷺ traveled furthermore, and then he performed the Qada Salah. And all the Sahaba Ikram, they performed it. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept the door open for us. In case with proper reason, if we miss the Salah, we can do it afterwards. But it doesn't mean that you missed your Salah on time, you never do that. You do Qada Salah and you seek forgiveness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you missed it to do on time. And now we'll talk about, because the time is very short, actually my speech was designed for 1 hour. I was told by Imam Sahib that, I would have 1 hour to explain a topic. Probably I will rush it because of the time. Only 14 minutes left, I think 15 minutes altogether. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the role model. When a person follows someone, if we look at our youngsters, they are having haircut of Cristiano Ronaldo. We have haircut of Messi. We have haircut of some other footballers. I don't want to be, exposed here which team I support. But we'd like to make it clear that when we have some sort of admiration in our hearts about someone, we follow that person. Why I'm having the haircut of a certain person? Because I have some sort of affection or connection or support. That's why I'm following him. So Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he subhanahu wa ta'ala created the whole universe for him. And he subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us here as the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And unfortunately, we are not ready to follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ittiba' al-Rasul, which is so important. Allah said in the Quran, قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي, which is in Surah Al-Imran. If you want to love Allah, you follow me. Or the Prophet tell them, if you want to love me, you need to follow me. Follow Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, when a person gets some sort of privilege or some sort of support or some sort of help from someone, he becomes a follower, a helper, a supporter of that person. For example, you were in trouble. Unfortunately, you were bullied in your classroom or outside of the school, and two of your classmates came forward and saved you from the bully. They stood up in your favor and they talked and they stopped it. They said, you can't say this to this brother because this is not acceptable. You stop this behavior. What happened then? There is a connection in between you and these two people, those who saved you. So can you imagine, all of us will be in the hellfire, and the beloved Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and he saved us from the hellfire. Say subhanallah. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us about the Almighty God, and he taught us about the Deen. He taught us the righteous path. And if we don't realize this and we don't make him our most beloved person on the earth, then definitely we are disgraceful people. You are thinking of this man, he's doing this for me. I need to do something. Did you ever think that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he did, how he sacrificed? He sallallahu alaihi wasallam went through so many difficulties because of you. He wanted to leave the legacy of the Deen on the earth. He sacrificed in every aspect. Can you imagine? In your life, you never ever had any scarcity of food. But your beloved Prophet ﷺ, to establish the Deen on the earth, he used to hang a stone in his stomach just to get rid of the hunger. Can you imagine the Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah ﷺ, he had to give his blessed blood on the earth to establish the Deen. Can you imagine that Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah ﷺ, when he is performing salah, and the disbelievers putting the intestine of a camel on his shoulder, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam accepted this and tolerated this. He did not make any but dua. Rather, when he went to the Taif, all of us, we know what happened to him. The people of the Taif, they called all the young people and their, all the slaves, and the disgrace of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in such a, he was so upset. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could not tolerate this. Then what happened, all of us we know. Allah sent Jibreel, and the whole community would be destroyed by 2 mountains. But Prophet ﷺ said, tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, probably in future some of them will accept the Deen. That's why I forgave them, subhanAllah. This is your Prophet. And now, at home, if my mom is not cooking the food what I like, I start an argument with him. If my dad doesn't buy the most updated or most up-to-date PlayStation or something like that, then my dad is my enemy. We need to know that Prophet ﷺ taught us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us through the Quran, how to talk to the parents. We never ever, we should not, look at our parents with angry eyes. Our gaze must be always lower in front of our parents. The situation is when my friend is calling me to come out from the house because there is a football match. Okay, and my mom is asking me, this is Asr time. We need, you need to pray your Asr. Most of you, if you say the truth, you'll see most of you are saying to your mom, oh, I'll do that later on, mom, I need to go now because my friend is on the door. Probably some of you, you will do the salah, but you are angry inside. You are feeling upset because your mom asked you to do salah. Brothers, you need to know that salah is the thing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you on the day of judgment about salah. First of all, before everything else, the account will start with the hisab of your salah. So you need to be very, very careful. If you go to the schools and you visit your salah, you need to make sure that you are doing the qada salah at home and you are doing the rest of the salah on time. Nowadays, most of the time, subhanAllah, it lasts up to 7:30 probably. There is no excuse to say, I can't do that because, I was sleeping at the time. Number two, we need to know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in the Quran about the signs of the believers. He said, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ. They are very, very strong against the disbelievers. It doesn't mean that if you see someone on the way who is a disbeliever, you start talking to him disgracefully. It means you oppose the believers in every aspect of life which is against the deen. They are going to gambling, you never go there. This is your enmity. They are going to pub, they are drinking alcohol, you never do that. They are sending their parents to old care home, you never do that. They are not bothered about their parents, they are here to enjoy their lives. We are not here to enjoy our lives. We are here to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained furthermore, رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُمْ. They are very strongly friends amongst each other. Probably we have some sort of, friendship. Most of them are based in terms of worldly benefit. But we need to know that as Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it is our duty to love each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you know how to love each other for the sake of Allah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted you to be in Jannah, subhanallah. There is a hadith Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Anas bin Malik narrated. He said one day a man came to Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have enough amal. First he said, Ya Rasulullah, when is the last hour? When is the day of Qiyamah? Prophet ﷺ said, Ma adata. What you prepared for that day? It seems like you were so ready and you were waiting for that day. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have enough salah, I don't have enough zakat, but I love Allah and His Prophet ﷺ, subhanallah. Prophet ﷺ said, Anta ma'aman ahbabta. You will be with them, those whom you love, subhanallah. So friendship is so powerful. A person who uses obscene language, who lies to the teachers and the parents, who doesn't know how to respect the elderly people, who doesn't know how to show mercy upon the youngsters, he cannot be your friend. He must not be your friend. You find out the best friends, those who will call you towards the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who remind you when it is salah time, let's pray. This is asr time, let's go to masjid. They should be your friend. Not someone who is online asking you to join a game when it is Maghrib time. And you are responding to this and missing your Maghrib time. Why? Because you want to keep him on your friend list. What a disgrace. We need to wake up, brothers. From your age, if you don't start everything in perfect manner, you can't be the best nation on the earth. رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُمْ. Your friendship based on the love of Allah and His beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once you have this, you are the most powerful nation on the earth. Right. Then Allah talked about the believers furthermore. He subhanahu wa ta'ala said, تَرَاهُمْ رُكَّعًا سُجَّدًا. You will see them bowing down and prostrating, subhanallah. The sign of believers.